Hey there. I want to talk about something that I think we all feel deep down, from time to time. That little whisper, that persistent feeling that we were made for something more, that there's a greater purpose, a deeper fruitfulness that we were actually designed for. The prophet Joel paints this incredibly powerful picture, a life that's become barren, joyless. Imagine a vine that was full of potential, meant for sweetness and abundance, but now it's just dry. And he says the joy is gone because the fruitfulness is gone. They're connected. Does that hit home for you at all? I mean, do you ever look at your job or your family or even your walk with God and just get this sense of scarcity? Like you're putting in all this effort, you're trying so hard, but you're not seeing the fruit you long for. You feel like you're just spinning your wheels, just getting by. Well, that feeling of fruitlessness, that internal barrenness, I am convinced it's often rooted in two things: a deep-seated anxiety and honestly just a simple misunderstanding of our original design. We've kind of forgotten how we were built to function in the first place. I've come to call this an orphan spirit. It's what happens when we operate as if we don't have a good father watching our back. And it shows up in some really common ways, right? That chronic anxiety about where the next paycheck is coming from. That hustle that's driven by fear, not by a sense of purpose. Always looking over your shoulder, comparing your life to someone else's, just feeling stuck in survival mode. And underneath it all, there's this deep, nagging sense of aimlessness. This isn't just a bad mood, my friend. It's a life running on fear instead of faith. But just what if, the reason we feel so stuck is because we've forgotten who we were actually made to be? Let's do something powerful. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, back to God's very first command to humanity, to really understand our factory settings, our core programming. Okay, check this out. His very first instruction wasn't to go get something. It was to release something. He said, be fruitful. That's about letting your inner God-given potential out. The command is to make sure that the incredible gifts, the talents, the purpose he literally wired inside of you actually shows up on the outside for the world to see. Next, he told us to multiply. Now, this is a huge mindset shift. We're not meant for simple addition, 1 + 1 = 2. No, we're designed for exponential increase. We're talking 30, 60, even 100 times more. In God's kingdom, standing still, just trying to maintain the status quo, that's actually unnatural. And then we're called to replenish. What does that mean? It means we're supposed to fill the world with goodness, with creativity, with actual solutions to the real problems people are facing. You have a unique resourcefulness, a way of seeing things that the world desperately needs. And finally, to have dominion. Now hold on, this isn't about some oppressive, tyrannical rule. Not at all. It's about being a responsible, trustworthy manager, a steward of everything he's placed in our care. It's about managing his creation with wisdom, reflecting his good and orderly character to everyone around us. So when you put all of that together, the conclusion is just undeniable. God made you in his image. And who is he? He is the ultimate creator. That means you, my friend, were designed to create, to build, to solve problems, and to bring value to this world, not just to sit back and consume what other people have made. And here's the thing, true, lasting change, it never starts with just trying harder. It doesn't begin with more hustle. It starts with a fundamental identity shift. It starts with moving from who we thought we were to who we truly are in him. It's about letting our minds be renewed. I absolutely love how this is framed. Think of it as the great exchange. We're called to trade in that old identity, that orphan spirit with its scarcity mindset, always driven by anxiety, and we trade it for the new one he's given us. We become a kingdom heir, living with an abundance mindset, guided by purpose. We literally shift from a life that's all about consumption to a life that's all about creation. And listen, this isn't just a nice idea or some self-help slogan. This is a spiritual reality. It's true right now. In Christ, your old identity, that orphan spirit, it's gone. It has passed away. You have been made completely, fundamentally new. So many of us get this completely backward, don't we? The world tells us you have to do more so you can have more, so you can finally be someone of value. But God's model flips that entire script on its head. It starts with who you are. You first embrace your identity. You just be.
And from that place of being, your actions, your doing, will naturally start to flow. And from those actions, you will have the results of a fruitful, abundant life. It's be, do, have, not the other way around.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in real life? Practically speaking, how do we do the work of a creative steward on a day-to-day basis? Well, it's not complicated, but it is intentional. First, you cultivate your garden. That means you apply diligent effort to what's right in front of you, your job, your family, your skills, and you work at it with excellence as an act of worship. Second, you solve someone's problem. Use your unique gifts to serve others and bring real value to their lives. And third, you honor the king first. You trust him to supply all your needs instead of worrying about it yourself. And when we start living this way, being who God created us to be, and doing the work he's given us to do, the outcome is so profoundly different from that barren, joyless vine we talked about at the beginning. The harvest is one of abundance and life. See, diligent stewardship doesn't lead to lack and burnout. It actually leads to authority, to influence, to having a real say in your sphere. You begin to operate from a place of dominion, not desperation. And here's the promise. As we seek his kingdom first, he personally adds all the things we used to chase after with so much worry. The fruit of this life is freedom from anxiety. It's supernatural provision. It's finding real joy in your work and purpose. It's a deep peace that only comes from trusting the Father. Our lives become marked not by scarcity, but by true kingdom fruitfulness. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Let's not just let this be inspiring information. Let's make it an action. What is one thing? It can be big, it can be small. What one thing will you create today as an act of worship, reflecting the image of the God who made you? Go make something. Go solve something. Go serve someone. Go be who you really are.